for more on all that, we can cross now to Kabul and our correspondent Franz Marty. Franz, what more can you tell us about today's explosions in Kabul and the broader security situation as it stands right now across the country?
The explosion took place about 2.5 hours ago in the center of the city in an area called Shirpur. It is not a closed-off area, so the street where it took place is open to traffic. It's not that there would be special checks there. The apparent target was the house of the acting defense minister. It seems, although that is unclear, and after the explosion, there were apparently at least 2 assailants who then started to attack the house. And they have apparently been killed. This is just a few seconds old from the Ministry of Interior Affairs. The other explosion that were reported, it's not 100% clear, but it seems that they came from the same place, meaning that attackers either used grenades or maybe suicide vests. No one has claimed responsibility so far. The target would, if it was the house of the minister, would rather suggest the Taliban, but this is speculative at this moment.
OK, and is it fair to say, Franz, it seems to be the case that the Taliban have been emboldened by the imminent withdrawal of American-led forces scheduled for the end of this month. What are the chances at this stage, what are you hearing at least in Kabul, of the chances that their gains could be consolidated, or is the Afghan army likely to be able to maintain control?
Certainly they have been emboldened. If one looks soberly at the situation, in March, April, American international forces haven't done much in Afghanistan in operations. So in May, when they began to withdraw, May, June, it wasn't that the situation on the battlefield was all of a sudden different. But somehow this psychological impact led to Taliban advances, Taliban taking almost 200 districts across the countryside, with government forces often just setting up little resistance. This then slowed down now in July due to several reasons. And then in the last few days we have seen that the Taliban have attacked provincial capital, something that they more or less restrained themselves from doing before, which seemed to indicate a change in Taliban tactics or strategy. However, for example, in Lashkar-Gah, the situation looks bad. The Taliban have captured most of the city, but the government is putting up a stiff resistance. So this notion that the Taliban can just overrun also provincial capitals and take the whole country easily, this has been disproven during the past few days. It should also be remembered that the Taliban have suffered heavy casualties, so this doesn't come easily to them either. So all this suggests that the status quo with heavy fighting will continue in the future without either side being able to score a decisive victory.
OK, Franz Marty, thanks for that update on the very volatile situation right now in Kabul and Afghanistan more generally.